What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Juice, man.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, we actually tried to record this episode we're going to do now, and it was an absolute disaster.
Yeah, you were on the road.
I was on the road, bad signal,
Bad service.
the camera.
Something's going on with the camera. I hope we got it fixed.
We might have the camera fixed out. We're going to find out.
It just keeps turning off. We're not tech guys, clearly.
Shane got a new cord. Could be
Elgato Camlink 4K.
Could be the deal. We're going to find out.
Could be the deal.
Right here, right now.
I'm trying to see when we record. 20 days. So 21 days, 3 weeks ago, we did Easton Fothergill.
Yeah, but we did try.
We tried.
And to be fair, we did have a championship and all that. But anyways, you know how we do.
Just show up sporadically on YouTube, on your algorithm.
You know how we do.
Just whenever we feel like it. No rhyme or reason. No clear direction.
You know, we like to fish derbies.
We're derby guys.
Not to say that other podcasts out there don't have tournament fishermen, but like.
Speaking of derby guys, did you see the new YouTube group?
Oh, I did see that. That was a pretty cool. That's going to be interesting.
The Derby Boys?
Yeah, Seth Fighter, Kristen Corey Johnson, and Matt Robertson.
Johnston or Johnson?
They got a T.
They got a T in there?
No, they don't have a T.
Are you sure?
I don't know. They're Canadians, bro.
They're hammers.
Yes, very good fishermen.
I got
all those guys. Honestly, all of them.
Corey.
It's pretty funny that Matt's in that group.
It's a T.
It was a T.
It is a T.
Gotcha.
Sorry, boys.
It's very interesting. Yeah, you can tell that's a fun group.
Yeah, that's a wild group.
That's a fun group.
Yeah. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. That's going to be a little different than some of the other groups out there.
You know, it's interesting when you look at the elites. It kind of like the
clicky.
Yeah, they got some clicks.
If you think about it, there's a couple YouTube groups, right? You got Lee, Caleb, and Logan.
Yeah.
They're doing that thing on Lee's channel. Great series.
Yep.
Probably my favorite.
That's your favorite group?
I'm not saying it's my favorite group.
I like who we were talking about earlier.
Caleb. I don't know Logan that well.
I like Lee.
He's cool.
Yeah, you're right.
Caleb's hilarious.
I never talked to Logan. Yeah, Caleb is.
I've seen Logan at like Toyotas and stuff.
Caleb's just aggressive. I'm too small to be around him too terribly much.
He gets a little rough, dude.
He's a little rough. He might just choke me out. I don't know.
Then you got the Derby Boys who we were just talking about.
That's a cool group. I could definitely hang.
Group.
Yeah, if you want to.
In small doses.
I bet you that group and Lee and them hang out quite a bit. And then they're kind of meshed.
We were talking about the rookie group.
I like that group a lot.
Logan Parks, John Garrett. Cody Huff's not a rookie. Robert G.
Yeah, I like that group.
Good group.
Yep.
Patrick Walters and Justin Hamner.
That's just two.
Yeah, and then you got Benton.
Oh,
Cook,
yeah.
Benton, Cook, and Mosley.
Yeah.
There's
a cool group.
Little clicky action going on.
Yeah.
They're doing the YouTube scene. But that's what the industry wants. They want YouTube channels. That's what you force these pros to do. These guys want to hit the road and just fish. Like I like to do. Like we like to do. We were talking about this earlier too. I don't even know where we're going here.
Well, we are going to recap the season and how we just won a freaking boat.
We got a lot on our minds, clearly.
Well, it's been a while since we recorded, so there's a lot to talk about. And we got some interesting ideas for the podcast. It's going to be... We might get into a different world here. We don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see what y'all think about it. We want y'all to tell us what y'all think about it.
No guests tonight. Yeah, we just didn't line one up.
And to be fair, I thought it was, coming off Toledo, Basscat Team of the Year. We want to talk about how we won the boat, and we'll probably recap the season fairly quickly, and then kind of dive
a little more in detail on Toledo Bend because that's the most recent one. So. Yeah, Rayburn, the Brandon Belt Show Team Series.
We should have brought I got the belt.
Do you got it?
I got the belt.
Go get it.
All right, y'all just hold up.
Go get it. I'll kind of go over the dates here. So, Brandon Belt Show Team Series, you've seen, we've had them on before in previous episodes. Brandon Belt, baseball player, came up with, fell in love with fishing, came out with this. First, he came out with Grand Slam, $100,000 tournament. Did the first one on Rayburn. Now he's got a show team series, as he calls it. It's kind of a high-end, high-stakes team series, $1,400. It's $1,200 with $200 side pot. that pays Dave. Oh, there's the bag.
Yeah, it comes in an official bag.
You can bring it back here.
I am.
And yeah, the bag was pretty cool. We wanted one of these, so he gives away a belt to the winners of every tournament, and then he gave away a belt for Team of the Year, which congratulations to the team of Jason Bonds.
Yeah.
And Derek Mundy. I mean, Derek was there.
Yeah, Derek was there.
He was there. Jason closed it out solo, but he won that. He won a belt, and then we got this for. What do you mean? You want me to hold? You want me to hold one side?
I don't know. Maybe I was trying to set it up, but I don't.
It's pretty heavy, dude. You're gonna knock over the ram.
Here, push the ram forward.
All right, let's get the ram up here. We don't want to block the.
Here we go. Anyways, it says the lakes on here. That's why I really wanted to.
It does.
Show you that. Can you see it?
Yeah. Slide it over there against your thing. It should work. Anyway, so that's the belt that we.
There it is, dude.
There it is.
Oh, the glare.
It's all right. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Where's the lake set? Right there.
It's on that left side.
Okay.
Anyway, so if like you got to put your hands on these. This thing is serious. It's heavy. Like,
yeah.
If you like tournament fishing, hardware is important.
The championship belt right here. This thing's sick. This thing's
very
ridiculous.
Heavy.
It's heavy.
It's real leather, metal.
Yeah, the back of it's like
felt.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Like I don't even think the WWE has belts that nice.
Yeah.
John Cena's never held a belt that nice.
Ooh. I don't know.
You ain't got nothing on us, John.
Yeah, this thing is stupid legit.
It's very
probably
legit.
My favorite part. It's got all the lakes right here that we're about to talk about. Sam, Rayburn, Lake Conroe, Cedar Creek, Lake of the Pines, Toledo Bend. What a Texas schedule.
Yeah. The schedule was actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
So there's been, team tournament fishing in Texas.
I can just hold this thing the whole episode, dude.
We are very fortunate here in our state that we have a lot of team trail options. Tournament fishing is very big in our state.
Yes.
Texas is a warm state. There's no secret about that. So we have a long season. So we get to start earlier than a lot of states. I mean, we're kicking off tournament
January.
Derbies in January.
Usually the first weekend of January.
Right out of the gate.
We're out.
We're ripping.
And it does not stop.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. So anyway, yeah. So when Wyatt and I both made a decision not to fish the Invitationals or Opens again, take a year off, stay home. Lots of opportunities to make money at home. This is clearly the circuit you need to pay attention to. 50,000 for first, 20,000 for second, 10 for third. I mean, the payout's really, really good. Last year was his first year. I think they were averaging 70 to 80 boats.
Yeah.
This year was a lot more.
It's a
up and coming trail.
Well, it's the highest entry fee for a team tournament that you're going to probably find. Probably.
I don't know of anything higher. So it was $1,200 regular, and then $200 for day money. Which, if you're going to pay $1,200, pony up the extra $200.
Yeah, we made a lot of money this year off of day money.
Yeah, we did decent on the day money. Which day money
we like to catch them at least one day.
We've been known to choke on day two. But, started off on Sam Rayburn. I don't even know what the schedule was. This is embarrassing.
I was right here on the belt.
Well, I know, but what date?
It was in
February?
January, February. I don't know. We felt pretty good about it.
And we caught him day one.
We did. We had 23 and some change, and we were actually in like third. We were sitting pretty. Honestly, we were well within striking distance.
Yeah, it was in January 27th.
Yeah, and Rayburn was going through a lot of changes at that time. We had already fished a few tournaments before that, and saw some change. I mean, the water level was up and down, and muddy water and wind. I mean, you know how it is. I mean, Rayburn's a constantly changing fishery, and that's why it tests you sometimes. And we did. We got tested. We had a good bag the first day, and the second day we really tried to push something, which is not like us. And I think we learned a lot from that one. But
we knew better, and we did it anyway. We tried to force a bite that wasn't happening. We tried to force an area that had kind of got blown out by the wind. We tried to force things, and we know better than to do that. And we had probably the worst bag we've ever had.
I don't think it was 10 pounds.
It was 9 something.
No, we had a worse one. We're going to talk about it. It's coming up.
Oh, well, I mean on Rayburn.
Yeah, no, that's the worst bag we were waiting on Rayburn.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
100%, no doubt. That's bad. I mean, that's as bad as it pretty much gets.
Yep. So that's the one Derek and Jason won.
Yep.
They won that one. They won the first one. Then we go to Lake Conroe in February. Pre-practice was pretty good.
That place is absolute toilet.
He's so hard on Conroe.
It's just this past weekend, it took like 30 something to win out there. Like 20 wasn't getting paid. I mean, it's a good fishery, but
It's got biggins.
Here's the thing. I think it's only good if there's like 20 boats in the tournament.
It doesn't hold boats well. It doesn't do traffic well.
We're gonna find out because the BPT's going there next year. So let's see.
Yeah, but that's only 40 boats. Are they doing the drop next year?
Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know however many guys.
But you're right. It won't be that many boats. They're still not going to catch them very good. They're going to catch some big ones. The numbers are not going to be.
So
good.
how does that work? If it's because they're weighing and releasing, are they going to be able to do? Do they have to abide by the 16-inch limit like we did?
They're going to have a pound rule.
2 pound rule.
Well, yeah. I mean a poundage rule. So
Yeah,
2 pound rule. Yeah, that's actually gonna work out for them a lot better.
Yeah. Not that there's a lot of fish that are below the slot. I mean, it's got big ones. It's got big ones. Somebody would catch a 12 or something stupid.
Somebody's going to catch something stupid. It's in the pre-spawn.
But anyway, practice was pretty good. Again, we're offshore guys. It was kind of right during the spawn, and we were we just said we know better, and here we go doing it again. We tried to force something that wasn't there.
We did make a few adjustments that first day. We only weighed in one bass the first day, by the way. I think it weighed like 1.5 pounds.
No, it was a 3-pounder.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because of 16. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like a 3.
To be fair, we really did. We actually had 5 bites that day. I think if we'd have caught all of them that day, it would have been a pretty decent bag. But it was just not.
They weren't biting very good.
They were not biting. We couldn't really get where we wanted to, first of all. And then second of all, really there's no excuses. They were catching them in the dirt, and everybody was on top of each other, though.
Yeah, there's like 4 areas of Conroe where it's they spawn. They're basically in the back of these creeks. Everybody goes there.
Yeah.
That's where everybody was.
That's how everybody cut a check.
Just
the guys that
circles
won
around each other.
It was bad, dude. It reminded me a lot of Okeechobee. I didn't like it.
It's not how we like to do things.
These areas aren't very big either. They're not big.
Nope. And we made the decision on day 2, even though we kind of knew where to go. We kind of laid off because we had some friends that were in there. We're like, hey, look, we're not going to go in there. We'll stay out of it. We crapped the bed on day 1. So
we caught a decent bag the second day.
Yeah.
Almost 15 pounds.
Yep.
If we'd have done that both days,
we caught a big one late in the day that kind of.
We probably would have.
We would not have won that belt if we almost didn't weigh on day 1 of Conroe.
That would have been.
And
we
were about to go home. And if the rules state if you fish the tournament but you don't weigh in, you only get 50 points.
Yeah, it's not good.
You have to weigh a bass to get some sort of points. Otherwise, you get 50. BFLs are similar, like you get 50 points or something like that.
Yeah.
So we almost made a. We just felt like there's no way
we were pissed off.
We could bomb. We finished 99th out of like 140.
Was that the final standings? That's terrible. Yeah. I know we were in the 90s.
99.
But if we would have just had what we had on day 2, like if we'd have just scrapped up something, I think we might be holding 2 belts up here right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the way it happened. It is what it is, and I think we learned a lot from that one. But
that one tested us big time.
Yeah, no excuses, man. It was just not a cool event. I hope we never go back. Not during the spawn.
This is gonna piss everybody off that lives at Conroe. But if you're fishing Conroe during the spawn, you got
Caney. You got the jungle.
What was the stowaway?
Stowaway.
Yeah, back of stowaway.
In the back of Weirs.
Pretty
much, you go back there and start throwing around whatever in the hell you want.
Everybody was.
Throw a chatterbait.
And we're like idiots out there in the middle of the lake.
Throw a trap, whatever. And just ring around the roses, everybody. And then when it gets slow, pick up a freaking Cinco and dead stick it. It's literally Okeechobee.
Don't you start that camera.
Yeah. Then we. So really, we're 2 events in here.
Not good. Haven't cut a check.
We have not cut it. Well, we did get some day money on.
We got day money on Rayburn. We finished like 20.
By the way, we lost that bass cap money in that Rayburn tournament by 1 place or something.
1 place, $2,500. We finished like 23rd.
It was not
at
good.
Rayburn, so it wasn't a bad finish.
But not what you want to do.
No, not on Rayburn. 130 boats, finished 23rd. Not bad.
So, yeah. Now we're rolling into
Cedar Creek. Let's back up, give them a little history on Team Juice on Cedar Creek. Okay. Triple T circa 2019?
Yeah.
2020? COVID? I don't remember what year it was.
Bad.
We had never been to Cedar Creek. We fished a Triple T event. Practice, you get 1 day of practice, was blowing 400 miles an hour.
Yeah, unfishable.
Unfishable. Like we even launched on one side of the lake and decided to drive all the way around by truck and try to go over there, and it didn't work. So we just figured we'd gamble and go flip docks. We got 8 bites, landed 0 fish.
Yeah, we put it on the trailer
At 12.
and we went home.
Wait, you got to tell a story though. Like this is, so we're having a rough day, right? We're not doing good. We haven't got any bites. We kind of know like, well, there's probably some brush pile deal out in front of these docks that we're missing that we didn't have time to go graph, which was kind of our plan in practice. We're going to go find these brush piles. Anyway, so we're like kind of close to the ramp. We're fishing down this stretch of docks. These dudes like come in and cut us off, which we at this point we didn't really care.
Mm-mm.
And he's like, oh, like y'all are fishing the docks. Like, you mind if we fish out here? And we told him, yeah, sure, go ahead. Wyatt pans up there on, I think on his scope, you could see the brush piles. The dude jacks like a 4-pounder right in front
Immediately.
of us. Like first cast. Like,
And that's when we're like, you know what?
let's put this on the
We're
trailer.
wasting our time.
Let's go home.
Yeah.
We're out of here. So we zeroed. So that's a little background on Cedar
We
Creek.
come into Cedar Creek almost the same time of the year.
Yeah, exact same time of the year.
Yeah, and that's what we're
Post-spawny.
looking forward to.
It was the one on the schedule we were like the least, like we were the most concerned about. We're like, this one could give us some trouble.
But
Ha-ha.
this was the turning point in the season right here.
Yeah.
Because the Bass Cat race wasn't totally out of hand, like it wasn't away from us yet, but we needed to draw the line immediately at Cedar Creek.
Yeah.
So, we did a little pre-practicing, not as much as we did for like a Toledo or Pines, but we did enough to kind of get an idea. We weren't really feeling overly great after pre-practice, I wouldn't say. Not like Pines or Toledo for sure. But
I thought we felt good.
yeah, but we figured out
don't know.
majority of it during the event and during official practice. I'd say that's when we found the majority of all of our good stuff. And man, that was a fun one because, like Shane alluded to, we like to focus offshore and stuff. And Cedar Creek is the one. It's not really a lake it's not really an offshore lake per se. It's pretty shallow. It's pretty flat.
A lot of docks.
Yeah, and we
lot of
figured out
rocks
like
on
our
bulkheads.
own little deal. It was crazy. Like we had, because Cedar Creek, once again, pretty big lake, but did not fish big. Did not fish big at all. Only a certain section of it had clean water. The rest was kind of gross. But
Yeah, bottom half of the lake is where everybody was.
yeah, kind of like you follow Oklahoma a little bit, and where it fishes, it's a bigger lake, but fish is kind of small. And man, even within all those people around us, we figured out our own little deal, and it was so much. That was a fun tournament because we figured out a shad spawn that nobody else really caught on to. Not like the shad spawn.
Shockingly.
Yeah, not like the
Super
shad spawn we had.
obvious.
It was one of the better shad spawns I think I've seen in a long time. Just literally bait being blown up on the bank, like on the bank, not in the water, like in dry land.
Yeah.
And I caught like one of our biggest fish, literally like the chatterbait
Hit the dirt.
hit the dirt and fluttered, and 5-pounder comes and rolls on it. Also jumped like 3 off that morning, which is weird.
Yeah, we were having a little bit of an issue.
But thankfully we were around so many fish, dude, that we were catching the hell out of them, honestly.
Yep. That was a fun one because we caught, like you said, the shad spawn fish. We had a couple little offshore dragging
Yeah.
areas. We got some. You caught that big
Still
one.
shallow.
It's fairly shallow,
Yep.
and then some dock
And
fish.
Shane had like one special dock that we came to realize after the tournament that one of our fellow competitors actually pulled a few big ones off of it
right before we got there.
right before we got there, and Shane pulled a big one off of it when we got there. So this dock was special.
Yeah, had them.
But yeah, man, made some really, once again, this was a turning point in the season. Started making some really good calls. I just, like right there towards the end of day 2, I was like, let's go flip these docks over here. We haven't flipped yet. Shane catches a big one, boom. And it was just, that's where it started flowing. We ended up getting 3rd in that one. We lost, the 2 teams that beat us were local.
And they had monster bags.
My God, they had 37 pounds.
Like nobody was expecting that.
Like that doesn't even,
Like 30 was not even on the radar, and these
like
dudes
I don't think anyone understands. Like Cedar Creek is kind of a toilet. Like 37 is 37 is crazy. There, like it might be the biggest bag serving weight in there.
I think we looked it up. We tried to look it up. There was like one champs had like 38,
That's just
but it was like pre-spawn
incredible.
for post spawn on top of that.
Once again on a Cedar Creek community hole.
And those dudes didn't even win the tournament.
They did not. They did not. They did not win.
They had like 13 on day 2, but then another team had like 20. I don't even know why this thing's blinking.
I don't know. It's all right. At least it's on.
It's on.
They were on the freaking. A lot of them guys that were doing good were on the dam, and which is crazy because they were just going up and down the dam, and that's something that we avoided for that reason, just because of all the traffic, and they still ended up catching them down there. Several checks were coming.
Yeah, we didn't see them, but that was the story.
Well, yeah, we had multiple friends on the dam that cut checks, and they were like, "Yeah, that was them."
But I mean, that's kind of known. Everybody says it goes down on the dam.
Yeah, whatever. That's just retarded.
But no, I mean, we've talked about this before in other episodes, like momentum, how momentum can like really change somebody's season, and that was kind of like you said, like things just we took off from there. We're like, okay,
and because after Cedar
felt
Creek,
dangerous.
After Cedar Creek, we were not in the lead for Basket Team of the Year.
I think we took the lead after Cedar Creek.
Oh, did we? Mm-hmm. Okay,
we took the lead at that because we finished 3rd.
Yeah. And that kind of scratched out our Conroe finish. Now it's like we've got 2 average finishes for that Conroe mess up.
So now we got decent average.
And then we go to Pines. Probably one of the most anticipated events of the year for Shane and I.
Oh, yeah.
We knew.
We got a little history there. Not a lot.
No, not
enough. But enough. I haven't fished any tournaments there. You fished 2 BFLs there?
1 BFL and ABA. No, 2 BFLs. You're right. 2 BFLs and ABA, yeah.
And I hadn't, and Wyatt told me about it, because we like to fish kind of the same way. So we went over there, a couple times in the summer just to kind of look around.
Awesome fishery. Once again, not good for a lot of boats, though.
No, it's a small lake, and they set up offshore in very obvious places.
They do. I mean, the most obvious.
Yeah. And a lot of guys found the same schools, but again, that's kind of a strength. You give us an opportunity to outgraph people. It's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and just I think techniques we've learned and ways to do stuff around people, maybe even behind people, maybe even paying a little bit more close attention to what's going on during the moment. I think that was a big deal in that tournament.
Yep, timing.
Yep, finding schools that were really, really fresh. We had one deal going on that, man, if it would have stayed, it'd have been very interesting to see if somebody could stay with us. I talked
to the guys that won it. Russell Paskey's a good friend of mine, and I don't know.
This camera is tripping.
Dude, this is the new one, too.
Whatever. What's it saying out there?
El Gato. That's the brand of this link, this cam link thing that the camera's running off of. We're going to have to fix our issues.
We got to quit moving the table. See what happens when don't take it off the table? Golly, dude.
We are pro level here. This is top notch podcast.
At least it's on. Anyways, where were you at now, Pines?
So we're at Pines and we're talking about pre-practice. So anyway, so Paskett, the guys that won it, we had talked after the tournament and we were on. We had found some stuff in pre-practice like the week before off limits, and it was dumb. When I say dumb, there were some fresh schools in not that deep water that were very, very easy to catch, and they were very large.
Shane really found that deal, and man, I was really excited about that when I saw some of he recorded some of his live scope stuff and some images on. It was pretty. It was literally disgusting. It was fixing to go down. It was fixing to go down for real, like mid-20s bags every day. Yeah,
I thought high 20s every day.
It was fixing to go down, but once again the water dropped on us, and man, they didn't like it. They didn't like they wanted a little bit more water over their head, and they got out of there. We did end up catching a few one key fish day one. Shane did on that deal, but then we really relied on some of the more obvious schools and some that had just showed up that we had to ourselves, and then just some other sneaky stuff we had all around the lake. Really, I'm going
to pause for a second.
All right.
All right, we're rolling again. I think I fixed it.
Maybe.
Maybe. See. What is this? Who is this? You're getting blasted. Hyperdrive.
Yep.
This Mac
we
USB-C.
We need you to send us a new one now.
Adapter.
That's warranty.
Failure.
Where are we at, dude?
Lake of the Pines, making adjustments on the fly.
Yeah.
Finding new schools during the tournament.
Finding some new schools that just showed up. That was a little history right there. But one of the coolest things, I've talked about this before, but it was such a cool deal. We were a little further up the lake. We were checking a deal that was going away on us, and we were kind of learning that at the time. And this was day one. I was idling out, and I see this like stump. It wasn't a tree. It was a stump. Had some dots on it on side machine. I'm like, what is that? So we turn around. I think Shane fires in there with a worm, catches a small one, but we saw what was in there. There were some good ones in there.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't bite, whatever. So we left. And I literally remember leaving there saying, we're going to catch a big one there tomorrow.
You did.
And sure enough, we were up there the next day, and Shane catches a big one. Did you catch it on a spoon or a worm?
Worm.
Big
worm.
And I started doing some unpleasant things on the deck.
You magic mic'd it.
Yeah, I started dancing.
Do you have that clip?
Little did I know, there's a team about. They're close. I mean, I don't know where they came from. They were like right there.
There was like a little pocket. And they popped out of the pocket, and they were like scoping around us.
I was.
You magic mic'ing it.
Yeah, but it's called something pumping oil. I think it's called pumping oil.
I don't know. You call it whatever you want. You were grinding on the front deck. You were doing.
Anyways, I was doing some ignorant stuff. That's what we like to do, and
we get a little fired up. You've seen our videos,
but that was like, that's us though, and that's how the rest of the year went. Really, Cedar Creek was the same way, just kind of making decisions that felt right, and did the same thing at Pines, man. And of course, like,
there's nothing like that feeling though when you make a gut call.
Dude, that's why I was so wound
feel
up.
like something's right. Like, this is what we need to go do, and you go do it, and it like bam pays off.
It was literally like one of the biggest fish Shane caught. I think on day 2, I was like, I literally saw it on scope. I was like, dude, get your flutter spoon in there now. Like, I think you were already picking it up or something to where it was like you already were ready to, and you flung it up, boom.
You talking about the clip we posted?
Yeah, biggin.
Yeah, that was because I wanted to throw it, and you wouldn't let me.
It wasn't. And then it was right.
And then it was right.
It was perfect, dude. It was an awesome tournament. I really wish we had another day in that one. I wanted one more day in that one.
We had an opportunity, too, to win that tournament. That one school, there was a spot I found in practice, and there was a school there in pre-practice, and they kind of disappeared on us in official practice. We went and checked on them. They weren't there. They were kind of moving around.
They were kind of an obvious spot, too. Those fish might have been jacked with.
They might have been messed with. We pull up there middle of the day on the second day, and they light up on side scan. We turn around.
Oh, it was stupid. There
were so many of them there, and they all look big.
Yeah.
And we both threw plugs in there, and that was the wrong call. Sometimes you make the wrong call.
Yeah, they were
set up. And crankbaits all the way to the boat, and then they never set back up.
I think those are a little educated.
Something was wrong with those fish, but had one of those bought, I think we would have won that tournament.
I don't remember. What was the gap? How bad did Russell then get
like
us?
2 pounds.
Yeah, one more day, and I'd have felt really good.
We had a fairly small one.
Yeah,
but we caught our fish on stuff that, especially the second day, I think we caught all our fish on stuff that wasn't even. We had no plans on fishing.
No, especially that one spot where I scoped that one at the end of day 1. Remember, I had the last coal, and then we.
Yeah.
That's why I had big ins on.
There was giants there, and then the new school that you said you'd been by there several times. We stopped and checked it.
Yeah,
out. They were literally showing up.
Dude, they were
day.
getting there. Shane, you caught a big one on a flutter spin there.
Yeah. The spoon has been a player.
Wow, what a player. Yeah, Shane's actually got it here. We're going to talk about a little bit about the spoon magic.
Yeah.
And then we had not officially, we had pretty much won the boat race at that point.
Yeah, so we were 79 points.
Yep. And because of what Shane alluded to earlier, we did need to go to Toledo and weigh in a bass. Because technically if we would have 0 2 days in a row, we'd only got 50 points. Somebody could catch us at that point. So,
but they only take 75 of the championship, so we're 79 ahead. So we spoke with Carter and them with Belt, and they said basically you got to show up, catch a bass, weigh it. Correct. And
yeah, we
did our tail off.
We didn't care.
Harder than any tournament.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, to be honest, the boat wasn't even on my mind.
We wanted the dub.
Yeah, going into that tournament, I thought I'd be a little nervous about the boat for some reason, but it literally didn't cross our mind until Shane caught that first one on day 1. I was like, hey, that is a $60,000 fish for the boat.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think about it either.
But then it was just like, it was here, then gone. That was cool. Whatever. We got work to do.
Back to work.
And
we were fired up. They were biting there.
We practiced our butts off for that one, pre-practiced, and it went from being really good when Shane was over there. He went up there a little bit before me, and then when I got over there, I'm like, dude, this place sucks. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. This place is not good.
Something happened bad.
the water did come up, and then the water quality, something bad.
The lake was turning over. I've never seen a lake turn over in July, but it was dang sure turning over.
It was disgusting. I mean, these fish just, and you can ask anyone. We talked to Cody Pitt. We talked to Benji and Dustin. We talked to Marshall Cole Moore. Like, the watercolor wasn't right. The thermocline wasn't good. Just the water quality there was a problem there.
Something happened.
I know everybody's gonna look at the weights and be like, "What are you talking about, man? The weights were great." Yeah, but these fish weren't biting. No. As weird as that sounds, like, they were not biting, and that's why it's hats off to Benji and them even more for catching 76 pounds in 3 days. They weren't biting. They just weren't. There was little bite windows. If they would actually set up on bottom for you, you could pop a few, which we did day one. The rest of the time, I mean, you're – yeah. I mean, as many – I've told this to a couple people. We've been around probably I think Shane would agree, the biggest fish I've ever been around all year on Rayburn. Like, I've never seen the amount of big ones that I've seen this year. It's ridiculous. And Toledo, that tournament, dwarfed that. Like it wasn't even – the amount of big ones we saw in 3 days at Toledo Bend dwarfs almost the entire year at Rayburn. That's how many big ones we were around.
Yeah.
And they would not. Like, seriously, that was disgusting in 3 days. I've never seen that many big fish. It was like every spot we went to, biggins. And it made me realize, like, golly, Toledo's got a lot more big ones in it than Rayburn does.
Well, and they'll do different things. That's what's cool about Toledo. Like Rayburn, it seems kind of like there's always a little bit of a deal going on, and like if you
whatever it is, like in that grass or whatever. Yeah. But dude, no, this
Toledo, we were finding them on all kinds of stuff. We had brush piles with giants that would come out and look at us. We had
stumps, brush piles,
we had shallow hard spots. We had all kinds of stuff.
It was ridiculous.
From pre-practice, I mean, we probably put, I don't even know,
30, 40 hours a piece.
Shout out to Mr. Jerry there.
Yeah, shout out to my boat that's fixing to cost me a big L.
I was in the middle of selling my boat, which I am, but Jerry Birch let us borrow his, so I used his.
Yeah, mine's. If somebody wants a really good deal on a boat, I'm gonna have one for sale. I'm fixing to lose on it just for you.
How many hours you got on it?
580.
Oh,
585.
Owned it. It's just.
I've owned it for a year and 6 months.
Jeez.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, folks. That's work.
Well, I had mine for 8 or 9 months, and I did 200.
Yeah, you were on par.
Yeah, we were, but you usually beat me on hours. You
had it for 9 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you give yourself another 7 months, 8 months. You're probably there.
Yeah,
you're probably there.
You're close. You like to. Wyatt has no off days. I don't mind taking an off day.
Well, I do, but Toledo was, God, I wanted that one really freaking bad, man. I still kicking ourselves, but we really just got beat. I mean, and that's what the better part of losing that tournament was, is like, we did not lose. We just got beat.
We didn't lose any fish.
No, we fished clean. We
lost one 5-pounder, but it wouldn't have got us a win.
We did everything in our power, bro. Like, every technique, dug deep. We were rigging up crap. Never even
crazy stuff.
We tried, like, we were giving it everything.
You're throwing a glide. You threw a glide more than first of all, I'm anti-glide in the Derby.
Bro, I've actually fallen in love with a glide here recently.
It's exciting. It's a very exciting bait because it gets a lot of attention. If you haven't done it, I mean.
Well, it was the only bait that they would kind of get hot on for us.
They would definitely pay attention to it. They would ignore a lot of our old tricks.
I'm about to go into
you're a glide baiter.
I'm going to the glide world, and I'm about to probably spend some ridiculous money.
You haven't bought a Hinkle yet.
It's coming. And y'all got a good deal out there on a Hinkle? Let me know.
I bet they would have ate one. So let's talk about the morning spot.
Okay, so
let's break it down.
Day one. We're feeling good. We got boat 6 because they went out by AOI standings. Got a good boat number. Didn't run very far.
Everybody saw where we shut out. It doesn't really matter.
We don't care. Probably never be there again.
Those fish will never sit up there again.
Could have won the tournament there if they'd have bit, but whatever. Day one, is when they bit the best. And we pulled up there, and I honestly think they were going to set up for an hour. They let us go really early, as they like to do over there.
They definitely like to push the safe.
Yeah, we definitely went out a little later at 8:30, but yeah. Anyways, we're sitting there, and literally there is boats buzzing by. Shane posted this on his Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, literally like whoom, whoom, whoom. Like Shane sets the hook on one so early that like it's pretty dark, and there's boats running by, and it's a 5-pounder. I mean, it got the day started, and I thought for sure we're fixing to crack them right here.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know the potential of that spot, but I knew the potential
was
of that.
there.
Yeah, like. Anyway, Shane cracks one. Anyways, we ended up catching 4 fish there.
We had 5 bites.
5 bites. They were biting a little weird. We were actually throwing this worm right here.
We'll give them a little shout out because honestly, this is what we caught majority of our weight on in the tournament.
This big worm right here. It's a 9.5 inch divine shaky worm. This is the plum Fleck color. It's a big worm. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of
meaty. It's ribbed. It's got
Yep.
It moves a lot of water. Unlike a lot of some of the bigger long worms like that, like a bullworm or VNM makes a good one.
This is kind of like a bullworm in a way,
but it's got a lot more action.
Yeah, bullworm's flat on the.
It's got a lot more action. Some of those bigger worms are just real stiff.
It just felt right. We were putting it on a big shaky head.
I think the only reason we threw it because you caught one in practice on it.
Yeah,
and I had never actually even thrown that worm, but I was like, all right.
I just really like the way. I just think it's a great worm. But anyways, we're throwing it on a big shaky head. I think you were throwing on the owner. How big is that hook? 8/0?
I was throwing the 9/0.
Jesus.
5/8 ounce 9/0.
Shane's throwing a gaff. Yeah. My hook was not that big. Probably not 8/0. It was pretty big, but not that big.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was fun. It was a fun morning. We ended up leaving there with 4 for probably. We thought we left there with not near as much weight as we thought we had. I think we ended up having like 21 on 4 probably leaving there. 22.
Well, we had 28 with 5, and so do the math because that other
one little coal.
We had 22 with 4.
Yeah, and felt good, man. Felt really good. We were rolling early, and there were still more fish there.
But again, it's day 1 of a 3-day championship, so we're like, hey, dude, we got 4 solid bites.
Yeah,
we got a lot of water to fish.
Yep.
Let's roll.
Yeah, second spot. Shane just found this the day before the event, I believe.
Last hour of practice. Well, last hour that I was on the water.
Yeah, and had confidence in it. Didn't even catch one of them, but knows what he saw. And I'm like, man, if that's what you're feeling, let's get it.
Go.
So we go, and they weren't set up very good, but
suspendy.
But man, it looked just perfect, perfect stuff. I don't think we were there very long. Flipped the flutter spin in there. Went to pull up on the flutter spin the first time. 6-pounders got it. Yeah,
you put that clip up.
Now we got 20, probably 27
and a half.
Yeah, good bag. And we didn't know. I don't know if we weighed them at that point.
No, that's when we weighed them because I think I said in the clip, I was like,
that's 20 pounds.
That's 20 pounds. Yeah. Like, we're thinking we got all 4s back there.
I'm thinking we got 21. 21 and a half, 22. And we weigh them, and I immediately think I got a bubble scale. It's lying.
We're like, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
27
not
pounds.
Right.
There's no way we have 27.
Not right.
Those Toledo fish are healthy.
They're just built different, bro. And that is the last fish we caught for a very long time.
But we went for it. I mean, we went, again, day 1, we kind of set a mark, like, all right, if we can get to that mid-20s range, we're going swinging. I had some stuff that I found in pre-practice that had caught 2 9s off of.
They did freaking smart.
So I was like, let's go 9-pounders all day.
Yep. And
we did that, and we did not connect with one. We saw them.
Giants.
It's
truly monstrous fish.
You had a 7-pounder follow your glide all the way to the trolling
on that
motor.
same spot, I did have a 7 literally come look us in the eyeballs. I think she flipped us off.
Could have netted her.
She kind of flipped us off and then turned away.
Is that legal?
No, probably not.
If you draw one up,
I mean, she's literally just. I said, Shane, look right there, and I'm like, this son of a gun. Giant. She was probably bigger than 7 because we misjudge every fit. I mean, she's monsters.
6-pounders were.
Did end up making one call late in the day on some timber stuff on a glide.
Oh yeah.
It was a decent fish. Yeah. I don't know what it ended up weighing. I don't remember if we weighed it or not. 4 3/4.
What'd you do with that clip?
I put it up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And caught that one on a glide, and there we are in the freaking driver's seat in $100,000 tournament.
Liters, 28 pounds. I couldn't ask for a better start.
Nope.
all the usual suspects hot on their heels.
Yeah, all of them.
If you think of Toledo Bend, who do we got? We got
everyone. I mean, there wasn't nobody missing. I mean, Cody Pitt was in
the
the
guys
mix.
that were in second had 27.
Yep, Cootie and I don't remember more maybe.
Yeah, they catch them over there.
Yeah, they were actually on some.
They were on something that
we really wanted to. That might have been the reason. I don't know. Anyways, we had them on our tails. 27. We had
Marshall Hughes. 25 something. Cody Pitt,
Benji Gillette, and his partner Dustin.
All of them.
We had
Cole Moore and them. They were up there. They had 19, didn't they? Who are you leaving out?
Tim Renault.
He just won a championship out there.
They just had 57 pounds in 2 days.
They had 26. They were in third after that.
Yeah, and they had just had 57 in 2 days. Texas Team Trail won that tournament about 2 or 3 weeks. So, anyways, we got them. We feel good. We feel good, not comfortable.
Take first after day one.
And then day 2 rolls around, start on the same spot where we caught a lot of our weight. Guess what? They don't want to bite.
Not a bite off the start.
Did not catch one. Might have caught a 2-pounder. I don't remember. It was a little one.
I don't remember.
So we started going scrambling, boys. We went to where his school next. We caught some. Not any big ones.
Oh, we caught two or three rats.
We go to a school that we didn't hit on day one. We start hitting everything that we didn't hit on day one, and we're catching the heck out of them. We're just not catching any weight.
We had some schools that we found in practice.
A lot of schools, actually.
Yeah, we probably had like 12 or 15 schools that we knew were not winning caliber fish, but at some point we're going to need them. And in day 2, we needed them
bad. We knew we could catch anywhere from
15 to 18.
15 to 18 pounds. 20 was really pushing it if you got fortunate.
If you got to hit them all first.
Yeah, maybe. Which wasn't happening.
We knew we were sharing water with people at that point.
And we didn't care. We went up there to get that weight and have a shot at a big one that we knew we were around. And then that would put us up there. And that's pretty much what happened. I remember going up there telling Shane, like, man, if we can just get
Why are you saying up there?
If we could just get to 16 or 17 pounds in a reasonable time and leave ourselves some time to get a big bite, we got a shot. That's exactly what we did, and it rarely happens like that. We went up there and got 17 pounds.
I mean, on the nose.
Had to grind for it, but got them. And,
yeah, Bubba Scale
I lost a
17.
freaking 5 pound. That was stupid. Don't know how it happened.
I don't know. On that
dude, on the Shakey.
You jacked her, too. I don't know how she came off.
She just came off. And then once again, just trusting our guts here, we started running back down the lake. And I just had this feeling, this spot, we didn't see any on this spot in practice. But, like, it just set up too right. And to be fair, there really wasn't much there when we stopped. Just a few. And, I mean, they weren't even together. These were solo roamers, which, in case you haven't noticed, we've been talking about how hard these fish are to catch. They were hard to catch in groups of like 6 to 15 wolf
Which
packs.
is usually what you want.
And we can't, like, much less a solo roamer.
Yeah.
And, this one was, thankfully she was on bottom, and I knew she was a good one. Me and Shane literally fired out there at the same exact time. His worm was going down perfect. I reeled mine out of there. And, I mean, as soon as it went past her, I saw this fish just turn, get really hot. And before he set the hook, I was turning around and grabbing the net. And he jacked her. And I'm like, you can't hear on the camera, but I'm like, that's her as I'm getting the net.
Yeah.
And here she comes, giant, right at 9 pounds.
You can't hear anything on the camera because I cannot play the original audio.
No, it was bad.
But again, it's 12:45. It's day 2. You go out in the lead for $100,000, and you kind of feel like you've dropped the ball. You got 17. We knew we were going to be in the top 10, but we knew at that point we had given up the lead. So we're like, we need a big bite.
Need a big one.
So when that happens, and you got an hour and a half left in your day,
felt really good.
Jacked up.
Got her and still had time left, and went to a pile that has absolute meat in it. Could not get one of them to go. I had them so hot on the glide. Actually had a few fish knock that glide sideways and foul it up.
Yeah.
A few big ones do that.
That brush pile was magical.
That's stupid. I'd really like to go there and look at that again, but
you can't give that one.
Literally, it's like it looked like when you pull up to it, you think it's like a pile that's kind of like full
and fresh.
It's not. It's complete. It's dead. And that's just how many bass are in this thing. That's how many big ones are in this thing.
Like 10 or 12 giants would come off.
They make it look like a bushy tree, but it's not. Like, it's dead. Like, and then they come, you're like, oh my God.
It's all fish.
get them off of you, you're like, oh my God.
All big ones.
Yeah, that sucked. But anyways, we have a little over 23 pounds, and that's when we wrapped up the Bass Cat Team of the Year race. And
we have a fairly sizable lead going into weigh-in because a lot of the other teams that, caught them day one were kind of stubbed their toe.
Yes.
And so we're like, oh, man, we're, 6-7 pounds ahead of second. And then here comes Benji and Dustin.
And they weighed in 28.
28.
We basically flip-flop.
Yeah, they had 22, 23. Yeah.
And we still had them by about 3/4 of a pound going to the final day. But, yeah, that we knew. I knew at that point, we're really going to have to bust them. Yeah, we're starting at 0 tomorrow. Whoever catches the biggest bag wins. I wasn't counting anybody else out, but just to be realistic and fair.
Third place was like 6.5 pounds away.
I knew we had at least a 16 or 17 pound bag in us, and that was without getting a big one.
Yeah.
And we went out the final day knowing we needed probably 24 to 25 pounds, and that's exactly what we would have ended up needing. But yeah, the final day, man, it was very unfortunate just because the starting spot we call out of our weight day one had more and bigger, I would venture to say, fish on it that final day than we saw in the prior 2 days. It was very frustrating.
It looked perfect.
It was amazing.
It looked like we were about to win $100,000. What it looked like to me.
I only caught one bass there, and it was on a glide. Out of all things,
that was after we had ran to another spot and came back.
Yeah, it was that one hurt my heart because I knew if we got 5 there, it was over right there.
I told you when we left. I said, you realize we're driving away from $100,000 worth of fish.
Yeah, I mean they're
there.
What do you do?
Do we hang out here? Like we see guys all the time will sit on a spot all day.
I don't think we would have caught 5.
I don't think we would have.
That's why we left. They were incredible. They were just incredibly smart. They wouldn't really set up on bottom for us.
They'd follow.
Man, but there's a lot of them. They were big. They were disgusting.
They'd follow a minnow. They'd follow a worm. They'd crankbait.
Yeah, we barely caught a bass on a minnow in 3 days. Did we catch one? You got one?
I caught one off that brush pile.
At the very, towards the end of day 3. Like, ridiculous. Would not, finesse stuff just wasn't, they weren't feeling it, bro.
No, they were not in the mood. They were not in the mood to bite. Something was off with the water quality.
We were Nico rigging, free rigging.
Everything you could think of.
We're changing baits. We're changing colors. We're changing sizes. We're doing everything we can.
8-inch, small worms, drop shots. Anything and everything to get these fish to fire, and they just will not.
Yep. And then one of those big trees that where you had, Shayna caught a few big ones in pre-practice they alluded to earlier, and
there was 3 of them that had giants on it.
I don't know how big this fish was. Do you remember that big tree on that glide? Like I had to throw it on the limb.
I remember, again, thinking there's $100,000 right there.
That fish came unglued. Big one on that glide.
She had it for a minute.
She knocked it. Yeah, she once again knocked it sideways.
I had it sideways in her mouth.
If she was just freaking, that fish probably was double digit. Like I hate to be that guy, but I know what I said.
But we've got enough experience with the scope now. We've seen them.
It was a freaking giant, dude. It was stupid.
It's a big one.
And basically, we did everything we could. We do our deal, get up to, I think we weighed in
1691.
Okay. So we did everything we could. Benji and then weighed in 25, ended up beating us pretty good. We had 68.5 in 3 days. They had 76, right at 76. Might as well call it 76.
Yeah, no. It feels a little bit better to get beaten.
Yeah, it does. And Benji and them are good dudes.
Great dudes.
They are arguably King Kong on that pond.
They're hard to beat. They were probably, like we named everybody, Marshall, Cody Pitt, all those guys. They're all on the radar when you go there. Any given weekend, you're not surprised to see any one of those guys on the top. But in a 3-day event, I give Benji and them the nod. I just think they're super consistent.
Oh, dude, 76.
Mid-20s range.
I said before the tournament started 75. And, I felt, man, after talking to them and talking to Cody Pitt and several guys, several just great fishermen over there, they weren't biting for anybody.
No.
Benji and them had a little special deal, obviously.
You know what's crazy? He said that they found that starting spot.
Yeah.
In practice.
That's pretty cool. With all the knowledge. Cool. So they had to abandon a lot of the water that they do really well on, and so hats off to them.
Yep. No, they earned it. We wanted to have another belt. We just couldn't get it done.
No, but it was a very good weekend. 68.5 pounds in 3 days is nothing to hang your head about. It's probably our heaviest. Well, we don't get to fish a lot of 3-day events, but that'd be our heaviest 3-day event total. But
it was a good tournament.
It was a great event, man.
We did our job, and I can't brag enough about Brandonville fishing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, dude. I mean,
I hope they expand into other states so that you guys can do it. I mean, I'm always encouraging them to do that.
Yeah. It's hard, man. It's a very expensive business venture.
But they're putting on the best show in town. Like, if you want to fish for serious money, and that's what, if you sit down and talk to Brandon for a minute and the whole crew over there, they'll tell you. I mean, that's the whole motivation, is to give amateurs, guys like us, to fish for big money. Guys that want to put up a higher entry fee.
Yeah, and just like Shane talked about in the beginning, like, I just came off fishing invitationals. He came off fishing 9 opens. So when you, after you fish, kind of at an upper level, not the highest level by any means, but definitely, the league before the top level.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to go back to that. You don't want to lose steam. You want to kind of pick left off, the things you've learned, and it's a totally different world. Those events are just totally different. It's not a team tournament by any means. You go to places you're not very familiar with, and it was kind of I know for me, not necessarily a letdown, but definitely I was like kind of questioning my decision, staying home. But we knew because of Brandon Belt Fishing that we had an opportunity to make some serious cheddar this year. Yep. And not only them, but multiple other,
stepped up in a big way with their,
multiple other opportunities.
We're spoiled in Texas.
We are. And look, that's a decision that a lot of you guys maybe that are listening outside of Texas don't have that opportunity, and I get it. But
for that kind of money.
To look back like now, and it's like, man, like everything does work out for a reason. I mean, it really does. Like, I didn't even have, even if I wanted to go back to the invitationals, really, I didn't have the means to do it this year. So like, and I was somewhat disappointed about it. Not really, but man, like this was meant to happen, and we got to sleep for the most part in our own beds all year. The travel cost was
minimal.
Yeah, very minimal, comparable to what we did the previous year.
A couple hours away from home at most.
It was incredible, dude. And we're not done yet. We got one more. Well, actually, all we have left is championship events. And, I'm looking forward to it, dude. I mean, we could go to Texas Home and win another boat. That'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. I mean, I wish it was here. It's really not that far from now, a few months. So.
Yeah. No, we need to get over there and look around.
Excited about that.
We got the...
well, me and you probably make a couple trips to Grant as well.
Oh, yeah. We need to do that for sure.
So, yeah. But, yeah, man, freak, dude. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we got a belt, got a boat. Fitting to be gone, hopefully real soon.
Sold that to Joe out of Florida. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, sir. That one's fixing to be gone.
He's coming to pick it up next Friday. I'll be delivering my boat to Alabama.
Yeah, mine will eventually be
Saturday.
up for sale.
Wyatt's going to have to give his away.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. What else?
Man, I had an interesting idea.
Yeah. Let's hear the idea.
Okay, so comments. I like this idea because it's really, I've been trying to, both of us trying to figure out something different with the podcast, and I really want some like interaction, like big time. Like I feel like that's how we're going to connect with you guys the best. And so like I actually got this idea kind of from a comedy club. I like to watch comedy and stuff. And anyways, it's basically what I want to do is go live once every week. Whether we decide to do that on a Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it may be, we'll set a time and a day every week to go live. Now, this is if this happens. By the way, we're going to try. We may try to
test it out. It might fail miserably.
This might fail. We don't know.
You guys are savages.
We don't know if we can. And I like it. Set a day, set a time, and then we're going to do a podcast. We're going to have a subject over. We might have a guest. We might have a guest lined up for that night. May have Ben Milliken or Todd Castledine, some guys we've had on before, and we have a subject line, but then we're gonna have a line for you guys to call in on live. So you're gonna be live, and whatever you say can't be edited out. So and we'll have you come on and say your name. You know, maybe where you're from. That way,
if you want to,
yeah. Hopefully,
you can be anonymous if you'd like.
You could be anonymous, but then we know something bad's coming. We are gonna censor this, okay? Like we're not just gonna let you call in, hit the freaking red button, you're live, and you just start cussing up a storm. We don't want you to like watch your mouth or anything, but you can't just come on like, you know, talking mad.
Don't go rogue.
Yeah.
Don't go rogue here.
We're going to cut you off. Like we're going to hit end call.
Yeah.
So,
but we do want to hear from you.
We do want to hear from you though. And I think it'd be really interesting. Like we're not going to straight, like if you come on and talk about something like a touchy subject or something like that, we're not just going to hang up on you. Like we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But we want to hear like from
or if you got
guys.
Questions for us or the guest
or the fit, anything, dude. Like,
more
hey,
of an interactive show is the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
What is Boy Duckett making before taxes? You know?
Yeah.
We don't know the answer, but we can talk about it.
A lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a really good idea to like interact with y'all. Once again, we're gonna be censoring it.
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit, but dude, if somebody comes on there like,
yeah,
you can't.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll go crazy.
But man, I'm really excited about it. I think it would be.
I want to hear what everybody thinks.
Y'all tell me what you think, because I think that would be
for the 11 of you that watched us all the way through.
We might just like clip this section and like post it
as a reel. Yeah, we need to do that. I mean, we're open to ideas. We're gonna try. We always say this again, but
I think we're
kind of in the off season right now.
I think that's a good lane, bro.
I like it. It's something different. I like the idea.
Nobody's doing it.
I just think you people out there are savages.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are gonna
whatever y'all come on and say isn't our opinion or view. Yeah. Now we might give you an opinion or our views, but it's on you. I mean,
no, the whole point is to give you a voice, let you interact a little bit, especially with guests or whatever, ask some questions, and we've debated on more of the tackle side of stuff, and
that's why we brought a few baits today. Got the spoon and some big worms here.
Well, actually, we'll put a link up to some of that. So you can go look at that, because we don't always like to give away secrets, but
yeah, we might get into a few more in-depth stuff. It's hard for us sometimes just because we're tournament. And
we don't want to give it away.
Yeah, some of the stuff that we actually
I don't want to lie.
We learn on our own and like we put in the time and effort for, you know, maybe that'll be something that you can buy on Fish Tips. I don't know.
Oh, the Fish Tips.
Might be something that you could do on Fish Tips.
Might be on the Fish Tips. We'll see.
We'll see. We're debating that. We did do an episode about that. And that was a while ago, and I would say my opinion on it has definitely changed.
It's definitely changed. There's a market out there, and there's an opportunity for guys like you and me to make.
And I look, I'm not. I can admit when I was, and I can admit that views change and my opinions change, and there was a few points that I don't really remember what all I said in that episode. I'm sure somebody could bring that up and be like, "Oh, you're a hypocrite."
I would kind of just let them talk. I don't know if it was hypocritical. We were expressing our concerns, which are legitimate concerns.
Yeah, I think some of them were legit. Some of them I've kind of changed my views on now.
We've gotten to know Austin a little bit more, and I've talked to him a bunch. And we can only be in so many places at once as guides. I mean, if we can't be out there with 10 of y'all at once. So if there's, Toledo, we could sell some juicy stuff on Toledo.
All over the place.
I'm not sure I want to, but
Cedar Creek, Pine, everywhere, you know.
But you've probably had some people. I've had some people reach out. Matter of fact, I picked up 2 trips.
Really? From Toledo? I've probably had 3 or 4 people message me about Cedar Creek. Mainly high school kids that had high school tournament there.
Really?
Yeah, like a while after our tournament, I'm like, it's not going to be the same, you know. But like that's just an example.
But yeah, so anyway, it's another way to sell knowledge. And I think for Wyatt and I both agree on this is that our main thing is I don't want to put anything out there with my name on it if it's not legit.
Yes. That was probably the biggest deal when we talked to him.
Like, I'm not just going to throw something out there and ask y'all to pay $100 or $150 for this tip and it be bogus. Not going to do that.
Yep.
Not going to do that. So if you do see one out there, it's legit.
Yeah, we might have some shirts being made.
What was that shirt?
Oh. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Our spots.
Yeah. I'll say it. Our spots are our spots. Your spots are our spots.
I've actually called a few people. We'll talk about it after this. I don't know what kind of shirts we should get made. Like if we should just
do Aftco shirts.
I don't know if they would even like that or, you know what I mean? So we'll see.
We'll have to find out.
We'll
Have
see.
to find out.
Yeah, we were rocking Aftco pretty hard all through the tournament, by the way.
Yeah, well, it was July. It was hot.
Yeah, you got
We need to put a link into there.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you're wearing the one I was wearing on.
Yeah, since Shane's come on the Aftco team,
I'm a bandwagoner.
I gotta
I jumped on the bandwagon.
like I'll wake up in the morning every now and then to go out for a tournament, and sometimes we'll be wearing the same shirt, and I'm like, God dang it, and I gotta turn right back around and take my shirt off and put on another one because we can't be matching.
He won't
bro.
match me, man. He won't. He don't want to match shirts.
No, man, that's
like,
B-Rob and Shane's
Howe.
things.
Yeah,
we
they
don't
match.
do that.
That's
man.
too much.
That's a lot.
Well, they like have matching shirts.
Yeah, like they're different.
Great dudes.
Yeah.
Good friends of ours, but match.
Oh, every tournament.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brian was doing that little swag thing. Wasn't he like doing the
B-Rob is he's a cat, man. Love that dude, but I don't know if I could wear some of that stuff.
You've heard the term like if you look good, you feel good.
Yeah,
you play
he would,
good, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I ain't going to say too many negative things because he would like
he'd eat you.
crush my head with his bare hands, you know.
He likes to dress. He likes to look good.
Got to watch out for guys that big when you're my size, dude.
He's a big fella.
So,
But no, we'll put a link to some Aftco shirts in there too because we have been wearing the crap out of them. They're very comfortable.
yeah, man, but tell us what you think about that idea, bro.
Yeah.
I'm kind of debating on even clipping that and putting it up because I don't want anybody to steal that.
It's at the end. Like I said, there's like 11 people
But I'm
left.
saying if clip it and post it, I don't know, man.
Nobody watches all the way to the end.
Somebody steals it.
We'll see in the comments.
We're suing it. We've got that.
We've got it time-stamped.
And we've got it. What do you call that when you own something? The rights to something?
Copyrighted?
Art?
Trademark?
What is it? What is it called?
We have intellectual property.
We own it.
We own it.
We own the idea.
A patent.
We got a patent on the idea.
I don't think you can patent
Well,
it.
too late. We already did.
We already did, he said.
We got a lawyer, Joe Durham, out of Alabama. You don't want to go down that road with us and Joe. You will lose.
We are lawyered up. Heavy.
We're going to have him on the show for a live call.
Oh, he'll be the first one to
Oh, my
call.
God. Live calling on them? Let's do it.
He'll be the first one to call.
All right, Uncle Joe.
I guarantee it. All right.
All right, guys. Till next time.
Next time we'll have a guest.